Welcome to On Mac Development, conversations and tutorials on today's latest technology in Mac software, applications, programming, and development. You can access related resources, recommended reading, special offers, and more when you visit the On Mac Development Resource Center at informit.com/MacDev Center.
Hi, this is Barbara Gavin. I'm the conference manager for the Voices That Matter iPhone Developers Conference. The conference is taking place this year in Seattle, April 24th and 25th. And this morning we're talking with the conference chairperson, whose name is Erica Sadoun. In addition to working on the conference program, Erica is a best-selling author of the iPhone Developers Cookbook, which is now in its second edition. So, Erica, we've had a good time working on this conference program, but tell us, have you ever been to Seattle?
You know, Barbara, I haven't, and I am so looking forward to it. I understand it's absolutely beautiful out there, and I hear the weather is absolutely amazing.
Well, I hope it's amazing in April because I just talked to the fellow that runs the conference center out there, and all he talked about was wind and rain, which reminds me too much of Boston.
Well, given that I don't believe it has gone above freezing here for the last few weeks, wind and rain does sound like a positive to me.
I'm thinking that we're going to go out and maybe I'll stay a couple of 3 days. The conference is Saturday, Sunday, and I was thinking maybe taking Monday, Tuesday off and kind of putting my feet up metaphorically and being a tourist.
I think that sounds like an absolutely awesome idea. I wish I could too.
Well, it's harder for you because you have small children.
They're not that small. They could probably do without me.
So we've been working on this conference program now, it seems like, for 2 months. If you looked at the conference program, how would you characterize it? Different or better or than what we did in Boston last fall?
Well, we really listened a lot to what people were saying and what they liked and what they didn't like. And I think we've really responded to that with a richer program this time around, and one that really will better serve more people, especially those who are just really getting into iPhone development.
Yeah, I think you and I were both surprised at the attendees in Boston were passionate to start at the beginning and really learn how to do this.
And they seem to get so much out of it. People were so happy with the October conference, and I just can't wait till the April one.
If you were just an old-fashioned attendee as opposed to the conference chair, which talks or which speakers would you be particularly looking forward to?
Well, here's the thing. I am so happy that we have such great tracks there, and I wanted to work with you to make it so that it would always be a hard decision of which talk do I go to, because they're just so good. There are so many great speakers going to be there. I know that we've got some great names, people who have written books on the topic, people who are experts in their field, people who have been really working in the trenches, and we have an amazing mix of all these backgrounds bringing these topics into the conference.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the program. Each day we confirm one more speaker, and it just I try to remember to Twitter about it.
Who have we gotten recently? Do you know some names?
Well, we have Jonathan Wrench. There's a fellow by the name of Bob Clare who's going to be doing the memory management talk, and he's also writing a book for Addison Wesley, so that puts him in the ranks of expert. And there's a fellow by the name of Jeff Hughes who's going to talk about marketing iPhone apps. And remember, you and I talked about making the lunchtime talks be a little bit lighter and a little bit less code intense. So on Saturday lunch, we're going to talk about marketing your app. And on Sunday lunch, we're going to talk about building a community around your app. So these are things that everybody who wants to make their fame and fortune in the App Store needs to understand, but they're kind of talks that lend themselves to ingesting with a sandwich.
And it's nice that, if you really want every minute to count towards, iPhone development, we're kind of providing that structure.
I think so. I mean, we've packed a lot into these 2 days. But, one of the things, again, we learned in Boston is how many of the people are doing this at night or on their own time. I was amazed at the number of attendees last year who had, good old-fashioned development jobs in the enterprise. but that just knew that this was the future of either their own apps down the road or that their enterprise was finally going to wake up.
I think for a lot of attendees, they have the dream and we're giving them the skills to make that dream happen.
Oh, I think that's a very good way to put that. I think that's good. We've talked a little bit about who was in Boston. If you had to kind of capture it in a headline or a couple of bullet points, who do you think can get the most out of this conference?
You know, we had people from so many different backgrounds. A lot of people were simply just, exploring App Store, trying to get some skills, trying to get their foot in the door. But there were also people who basically this was their day job, and they just wanted to bring those skills up to a new level. Mm-hmm. And there were people who were quite expert and advanced who were looking for the networking, who were looking to make that contact with other people, whether they were on the business side or the development side. And I really saw so much happening, not just in the talks themselves, but, in the hallways where people were just meeting up at the soda machines and chatting and making those connections. And I'm still in contact with a whole lot of people I met there. It was really amazing experience for me.
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm glad it was good for you. Well, thank you very much for giving us the time this morning. Anyone who's interested in learning more about the conference, we encourage you to visit our website, which is www.voicesthatmatter.com/iPhone 2010. And, of course, you can follow us on Twitter at VTM_iPhone. Erica, thanks an awful lot, and I'll talk to you soon.
It was my pleasure.
Thanks for podcasting with us. Remember to visit the On Mac Dev Resource Center, where you can access recommended reading, special offers, and more at informit.com/MacDevCenter. Be sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single episode. Brought to you by Inform IT, the trusted technology learning source.